So as promised, here's the video. Putting it out as soon as possible. But before I jump into the EQs like I normally do, I want to say I recognize you guys asking for the videos. I do see these things, and I appreciate the support. Um, some of these that I'm not going to show are just depressed little trolls that got nothing better to do than say like, "Oh, bro, what do you do? Just listen to it on your headphones and tweak Dolby Atmos." No, it's a lot more involved than that, you little twat. So sit back, relax, and get schooled on what to do. The other thing I want to cover is I called it enema in the video, but it's called Embody. It's likely subsidized by Activision because they see a subsect of people that are looking for better audio, and then they want to capitalize on them by getting another 20 bucks out of them. So, you pay 20 bucks for better audio in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. No, do not buy that shit. Okay? Down here, missing context of why a lot of players are angry. Yes, it is. And they're just ignoring it because that moolah. So that pretty much does it. Let's hop into the EQs. Alrighty. What up, YouTube? So as promised, I'm putting out this video as quickly as possible. I don't want to delay because I knew you guys want the advantage right off the bat. I would too. But without further ado, let's get into the EQs. Custom 1 we got right here. What I have this labeled as is more of a balance based of footsteps, because I've got 3 different main categories: bass heavy footsteps, balance bass footsteps, and then low to high balance bass. So custom 1, again, balance bass footsteps. What we got here is 32 hertz is 3, 64 hertz is 9, 125 hertz is 7, 250 hertz is 3, 500 hertz is -5, 1K is -3, 2K is 6, 4K is 9, 8K is 3, and 16K is -6. Moving on to custom 2. What we're looking at here is low to high balance bass. I'll get into the application, each one of these a little bit more in a moment. Just want to get through the EQs. But we're looking at for 32 hertz is 6, 64 is 9, 125 is 11, 250 is 6, 500 is 1, 1K is -2, 2K is 3, 4K is 4, 8K is -1, and 16 is -4. Getting into custom 3, we're looking at here is bass heavy footsteps. What you're going to notice is guns sound more bassy, so it kind of can conflict with the footsteps that you're actually looking at here. But if you're playing something like Search and Destroy, this could probably be your better bet because people are only firing if they're actually engaging with somebody. Other than that, you should be able to hear the movements quite a bit better. Custom 3, 32 hertz is 3, 64 hertz is 12, 125 hertz is 7, 250 hertz is -3, 500 hertz is -7, 1K is -3, 2K is 3, 4K is 6, 8K is -2, and 16K is -7. All right, so the distinctions between these in the applications, I kind of already got into it on accident. For custom 3, again, it's more like your objective-based games with less engagement, where you want to be able to hear people moving around. Gunfire is going to cloud it out a little bit, but that's a primary application there. Custom 2, this is your low to high balance bass. This should be applicable no matter what game mode you're playing. And if Warzone 3 is going to utilize the same audio baseline mechanics, then it should carry over directly to Warzone. see, custom number 1, we've got balanced bass. So this is going to be probably your fast-paced objective game modes, I'd say. The ones where you don't want to have the shots, gunshots, or anything else to drown out the footsteps. There's going to be in-game cues like reloads, grenade pin pulls, and, of course, footsteps. Those aren't going to be clouded out too much, but they're also going to be a little bit less highlighted, I'd say, than like EQ3. So again, each one of these has their own application. But that wraps it up for Dolby Atmos. Let's go ahead and get into... And there we go. Still nothing. Son of a bitch. Okay, I've done SteelSeries in previous videos. I know I did in the most recent X Defiant, so you guys can just look at what I'm doing there and mimic the application process. But I do want to delve into the actual game real quick, because what they did was they incorporated a EQ into the game, which is kind of crazy. Not something I would have expected. Maybe they're trying to get people like me off of YouTube. Who the hell knows? But we'll take a look at it. One thing I do want to mention is the $20 subscription to Enema, or whatever the fuck it's called. They're trying to milk you guys for even more money, just so you can have a little bit of an audio advantage. Do not subscribe to that shit, okay? I do this for free to help out you guys and even the playing field, and maybe give you an advantage if people don't watch videos like these in the first place. So, again, don't buy that shit. It's just Activision being their typical money whoring selves. So, Dolby Atmos is applicable to PC and consoles. It's available there as well. SteelSeries GG, or Sonar, is going to be just PC. But, as long as you have this game, you can do this process. Okay, so go to Settings, Audio, and then we will go to Configure Frequency Intensity. Now, you're going to have to do this per channel, which is left and right ear. It's actually pretty neat that they included this, because if you're like me, I was in the Army for 5 years, and I have some hearing loss in my left ear because I'm left-handed, and that's a lot of the time where a majority of that gunshot would register. So when you turn this on, you can actually go in and have certain things applied to certain frequencies. Like, let's say, want to dial this up. It's now louder. So again, if you want to do this, it has roughly the same frequencies as we see in the Dolby EQ. It's not going to be as fine-tuned, but I'll put it this way. Let me pull up Dolby, and I'll try to display it alongside the COD frequency tool. Okay. So, for example, custom 1. You can see here that when you're looking at... Son of a bitch. Okay. This isn't going to work too well. But we've got 250, 500, 1K, and a lot of these are the same exact ones, right? So, all you need to do is look at Dolby and be like, okay, well, roughly 250 is sitting around 3. But it's going to include all these other bands right here that aren't on the actual frequency list within the game. So you probably want to dial that up to about 6. Again, it's like an average of what you're looking at leading up to. 500 hertz, you can put the exact level in. That's dialed back to about think -5 by the looks of it. 1K is dialed back about 2 or 3. So again, it's free. I mean, you can't really complain about free when they're already trying to milk you for an extra 20 bucks. The most important part of this is probably the mixer. So they've got quite a few in here. The baseline, I don't know why it does this. The baseline here is Treyarch Mix. That's not correct. So click on Black Ops 6, go to multiplayer, go to audio settings, and then, holy shit, everything looks different, right? That's because it is. I still don't understand why they did this, but Sucker Punch, Home Theater, and sometimes Voice Boost is going to be your best friend. I would say try each one of these. To me, Voice Boost is really good. It makes the footsteps super crisp and audible, but at the same time, it makes gunshots so goddamn loud that it makes you kind of wonder if it's worth it. So, again, I'm going to leave that up to you guys. But these are your 3 best friends here for the EQs in-game, or the audio mix, I guess I call it. Sucker Punch is kind of as it sounds. It's a lot more punchy. Home Theater condenses that sound atmosphere, comes down a bit, so that way it's not drowning out the actual action within the game. And then Voice Boost doesn't really do anything with the environment sounds, atmospheric sounds, but everything's a lot more crisp. The additional settings I would recommend is probably just reduce tinnitus sound. You don't want to feel like you actually have tinnitus. This setting should have never been here. They should have never had people having PTSD just by playing this shit. Hit marker preset, I'd say classic because hit markers aren't quite as loud. Don't take away from engagement in the game and actually being able to hear those footsteps, reloads, grenade pin pulls, and all that stuff. Which, with that in mind, you could even turn it off. But if you guys want to see controller, graphic settings, all that stuff, just let me know. That pretty well wraps it up for the video. I'm going to tack some gameplay and some of the testing that went into the game and these EQs overall onto the end of this video. But again, that wraps it up for the EQ portion. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Comment down below if this helped, or if you're still kind of struggling to find which one's for you. I'll do what I can. Just put your headset, what type of headset you have, meaning brand and model, because otherwise I can't really help you too much. I understand there's different applications such as Astro, HQ Center, or whatever it is. I don't have Astro, so I don't know, but I can try to guide you through there as well. I would say for Astro, most of the time you want to put that EQ as baseline or balance, which is where everything was pretty much at 0. That way you can let Dolby Access, SteelSeries, or the in-game EQ take over. You don't want 2 EQs battling for the same sound output. It's going to potentially screw some shit up. But again, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll see you out on the Warzone. Are you fucking with me? What did you do? No, like, what did you... Oh, okay. Yeah, go back to that pod over there, and then, start running to me now. Okay, go ahead and run back. Well, I can say that you don't disappear off of my radar until you start going down these steps. So So now we'll do the same test. Go over by that pot. And I'm going to switch the EQs to see which one is giving me a better distance. I'll let you know when to head over. Alright, go ahead and head over. Okay, and back. It's still pretty much the same. I would say there are less atmospheric sounds getting in the way of hearing the footsteps, but not entirely sure yet. Alright, I'm going to do the last EQ that I have in here. So, go back to the pot, if you would. And once you do, start running to me. Okay, I'm back. That's still pretty good too. Okay, only thing I'm going to do from this point is switch it to home theater, and then once you hit the pot, start running to me again. Ooh. And back. Oh, that's pretty dirty. Let me switch the EQs. Go back to the second one. Alright, go ahead and run to me again. And back. Okay. Let me switch the EQ. Custom 1. Alright, go ahead and start running to me. And back. I think home theater definitely gives me a little bit better of an advantage for distance hearing. Let me try headphone bass cut and see how that works. Start running to me. And then back. That's pretty fucking defined, actually. I'm surprised by that. Yeah, see, that's the issue with this. It's like, it makes bullets and shit so fucking loud. Alright, so I would not want to do that. Voice boost. Let's try that one. Go ahead and run over. That's pretty good too. Once you hit the pot, run back. So voice boost, although you wouldn't think it'd be good, it is. Okay. Last set of testing is going to be putting sound virtualizer on. And I'm going to test out Sucker Punch, Home Theater, and Voice. Alright, will you run back to the pot? Start running to me. And back. Okay. Start running to me again. And back. Okay, on this one, voice boost. Alright, go ahead and run to me. And back. Damn, that one's good too, but again, fucking, so goddamn loud. That's a little more bassy with home theater. It's not quite as terrible at the highs. This voice boost isn't as bad as Sucker Punch either. Okay, so I think home theater is going to be a better one to use, but I need to see what that's going to do. The other EQs and surround sound virtualizer on. So, last thing, you fucking put it on. I know you did. Okay, so back to the pot, and we only have one more to try. That was actually kind of close. Run back. Gotta stay here for a sec. Last EQ to try. Alright, so run back to the pot. And then back to me. Alright, so alright, one last thing I'm gonna check actually. Test out Sucker Punch. Alright, so from me, start running to the pot again. That was actually a lot better than I thought. I thought you just fucking chucked it at the ceiling. Yeah, I got it. Alright, back back to me. Okay, so that's second finish. This one, home theater. Go ahead and run to pot. Back to me, and then we're done. Okay, so it seems like they're both pretty similar. It just cuts off once you start going down these stairs here.